After watching 4 rounds of the West Indies regional tournament, I am becoming very disappointed with the performance of our batsmen. I have not been impressed one bit. In the first 2 rounds, Jeremiah Louis of the Leeward Islands Hurricane made 307 runs in his first 4 innings. 4 more innings later, with scores of 32, 4, 4, and 13, he's on 360 runs and remain the leading run scorer in the tournament after 4 rounds. I am disappointed. I am frustrated that no one had surpassed Lewis or Louis after 4 very low score. I'm even more concerned about West Indies batting when I look back over the last 2 years. At the end of 2021, no one believed that Tej Narain would have played for the West Indies. For although he was in the Guyanese team, he was not always playing. He was in and out of the Guyanese team at the end of 2021. In 2022, Tej Narain, who started the regional 4-day cricket tournament, averaging 24, had a stellar year. He scored a lot of runs, not only in the regional 4-day tournament, but also in the 18 matches, and was rightfully drafted into the West Indies team, where he went to Australia and didn't start it badly. Although he didn't turn the house on fire, his start to Test cricket was fair enough. At the start of 2023, he scored 207 against Bangladesh. Since then, however, Tej Narain has done nothing to impress. His Test average, which was once way above 50, have now fell to 33. Alec Athanaze, who at the start of 2023 was averaging 26 in regional first-class cricket without a century. However, in 2023, he made 2 centuries while scoring over 600 runs in the regional first-class tournament. He was drafted into the West Indies team, and on July 12th last year, he played his first Test match. After 4 Test matches, Alec Athanaze has yet to pass 50. His highest score was 47. He averages 24. Kirk McKenzie was dropped from the Jamaica Scorpion team in last year's regional cricket tournament. He was called up to the West Indies Academy team to play in the week's Headley series. He made 207 in 1 match. After that, he proceeded to make 5 more half-centuries in the week's Headley series along with 18 tour of Bangladesh and South Africa. He made 5 half-centuries. He was drafted into the West Indies team. 1 half-century, 50 against Australia, and an average of 28. Why do I go through these 3 batsmen? I go through these 3 batsmen to show you that they bat 2, 3, and 4 in the West Indies team. And all 3 of them only have 1 outstanding series in their life. 1. Take away Alec Athanaze's World Cup performances in 2018 at the under-19 level. At the senior level, he has 1 outstanding year. You know, there is a saying that if you play with Puppy, Puppy will lick your mouth. So after many innings, from Mackenzie, Atanase, and Chanderpaul? Is it that one outstanding here or that one outstanding half a season? Was it the exception to the rule? For after all, these guys have played for a number of years, and it can only go back to one outstanding performance here from all three of them. It goes to show that we are pinning our hopes on batsmen who have not performed consistently over the years. We hope they come good. We definitely hope they come good, because they are the one we are relying on to give us great joy. Only one here of consistent performances from these guys. Hello everyone, welcome to the show. We probably never got off to a good note, but I stated the facts. Joining me today to look back at the fourth round of the Regional 4-Day Tournament and a preview of the next round, the fifth round coming up, is our resident analyst, Bobby Brown. Bobby, it has been a long while that you have not been here. Hello, sir. Good morning to you and welcome.
Yeah, hello. Good morning to you and good morning to all the people out there.
Yes. Thank you, Bobby, for being here. While all four matches in the fourth round of the regional tournament went deep into the fourth day, with Trinidad and Tobago Red Force winning, Guyana Harpy Eagle also winning, Jamaican Scorpion in probably the most exciting match of the tournament, beating the West Indies Academy in a thriller, and the Leeward Islands Hurricane also winning. There was only 2 centuries in the tour, is either 2 or 3 from memory in the tournament. Bobby can catch me up on that. But overall, the batting was disappointed. We are happy that the matches went deep into the fourth day, but I personally am not satisfied with the level of performances for our batsmen. Congratulations to the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force, the Guyana Harpy Eagle, the Leeward Islands Hurricane, and the Jamaican Scorpion for winning their matches. But Bobby, looking at the fourth round of the tournament, what stood out for you? Which batsman stood out for you in this fourth round of the tournament?
Oh, well, this is a difficult one. I would say it would have to be between Joshua Dorn and Drake. I think, it's between one of them. Or even Sinclair if we classify him as a pure batter. But it's pretty hard to choose between Joshua Dorn and Drakes. I was really impressed by those two.
Yes, I was at Sabina Park when Joshua Dorn was batting, and he's really good off the back foot. In fact, very good off the back foot. Anything short to him, he dismisses it with disdain. Now, there's a lot of work to be done with Joshua Dorn. He's not yet the genuine article, as we have seen in the World Cup, where he did not get any good score. But what I saw at Sabina Park on Wednesday gave me hope. I go back to the point that I always made. There are some good batsmen in the West Indies. They have demonstrated good techniques, but it is their mentality. I do not think that these batsmen love to bat. I do not think they value their wickets enough. And that is probably the challenge that we are facing. Now, Bobby, we saw where Brandon King got 2 scores of above 50, but he did not push on. What do you think about those Brandon King innings?
Well, the first innings, I didn't really watch a lot of it, but I know that he faced a lot of balls. He was putting value on his wicket. I think in the last innings, it was just down to concentration, because at one point, I think there were 90 something for 6 when he was batting with who was it?
Mansing, I think.
He was batting with Mansing, yeah. So he had to just consolidate for a long time, and then he started to free his arms, and I think he lost concentration right there. But they say Brandon King is a hard trainer, but I think he should just continue to work on his concentration, especially playing Test cricket. I know they're saying right now he's a white ball cricketer, but I think he's an all-format player. You know, he's shown that, but he still needs a lot of work. You know, and he has shown that he can stay out there. He can push the ball around. He can bat long. So I think it's just down to concentration for him because he has all the shots already.
Okay. There's a genuine belief that in both innings that he gave his wicket away, I never saw how he got dismissed on Saturday, but clearly on Thursday, it was a poor shot. We also saw Jail Gooley of Trinidad and Tobago Red Force getting a 90 not out. Earlier in the tournament, he scored a century. Jail Gooley, a lot have always been expected from him. At this stage, I think that the batsmen for England, for the England Test Tour, any batsman who perform well from this point onward in the tournament should be in that squad for England. What are your thoughts on Jail Gooley?
Well, I always like Jed Gooley. He kind of surprised me at how well he's playing the test games because I always think he was just like a T20 type of player, maybe 50 over player. But I've been kind of impressed by him, because he has spent time in the crease, look to play his shots, look to wear out, working out for him. So if he just continues to do that, he might just find himself in the Test squad or the ODI squad.
Okay. Now we saw in the Barbados Guyana Happy Eagle match, Jason Holder never done so well with the ball. He only got 3 wickets in the 2 innings, and that is not really saying much. If you bowl more or less, you are expected to get at least 1 wicket. And so he got 2 wickets in one and 1 in another innings. He made 76 in the Barbados Pride second innings. But there's no way that Jason Holder can play for West Indies as a batsman. He needs to get wickets, right, Bobby?
Yeah, I was having this conversation with somebody, and I'm saying maybe even if Jason Holder does not open the bowling, Jason Holder has been opening the bowling for a while now. So, he has to make it as a bowler or as a bowling all-rounder because I don't think he can make the team as a batter because to me, Sinclair is ahead of him. So he has to be doing more with the ball for me.
Thank you very much. Now, when we look at the leading batsmen thus far in the tournament, as I pointed out, Lewis, that is Mikael Lewis, is on 360 runs, continue to lead the tournament, although only scoring 57 runs in total, in 53 runs in total in his last 4 innings. Very disappointing, dear Bobby.
Yeah. When he scored that twin centuries, I was really looking out for him, but he has been disappointed in the past 2 games. So, I guess we just have to see. He's still learning. He's still pretty young, 23, I think. So maybe these are things he just have to work on. I saw somebody saying he was a home track bully. So the Caribbean is still his home. So, he has some areas he has to work out. I didn't watch the last match, so I didn't see how he played. I just know he got some low scores. So hopefully he can work it out and figure out where is he going wrong.
Well, he never batted long enough for you to really see how he played. He only made 4 and 13. And we hope that he will be coming to Jamaica. Well, he should be in Jamaica already because the match starts tomorrow at Sabina Park. And I'm really looking forward to see Jeremiah Louis along with the young wicketkeeper batsman Mikael Lewis, along with Joel Andrew, the young wicketkeeper batsman. I'm really interested in seeing Joel Andrew. Now, Ambrose is on 343 runs. Sinclair, 338. Jonathan Carter, who missed this round, the 4th round of the tournament, is on 320. Gooley is on 315. Wickham, who also missed the 4th round, I'm hearing that he had a death in his family, I think his father, and condolences to the young man. He's on 313. Hopefully, he will come back the 5th round. These are the only 6 batsmen that have scored more than 300 runs in the tournament thus far, Bobby. Do you think at this stage that all 6 of them are in the reckoning to go to England?
No, I don't think all 6 of them. To be honest, I don't see Carter getting in. Even if he probably finishes as the highest run scorer, I don't see him getting in. Sinclair, I think Sinclair is definitely going. Sinclair is going. It depends on how Louis and Wickham, how they end the tournament, they could find themselves there. But I think Sinclair is going. Ambrose is kind of tricky. It's 50-50 with Ambrose.
What would Ambrose need to do? I realize you didn't mention Gooley. What does Ambrose and Gooley needs to do to go to England? For really and truly, it doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter what you have done in the past. It's really the presence that really counts. And if Ambrose should score another 2 centuries in the 3 remaining matches, or Gooley score another 3 centuries or 1 century and a big 50, what are your thoughts on these guys, Ambrose and Gooley in particular?
Okay, so Ambrose, I don't think he scored a century. I don't think he has scored a century.
Yes, he scored a big century at Shedwin Park against the colleges and the combined colleges and campuses.
Yeah, so I think for Ambrose, he probably needs to score 2 more centuries, and then it would be hard to deny him. But I think because Ambrose have played like a couple tests, and he has not done good in the test scene. So I think that's why it's kind of tougher for him. He would have a tougher time getting back into the test team. And so far as for Gooley, he's a middle order batsman. In the middle order, we don't really have any problems. But if he can still score, I wanted him to score that century. So if he can score 2-3 more centuries, and it would be very interesting. But I think the middle order is kind of set. So that's why I didn't really mention Gooley right now.
Okay. So after 4 rounds of tournament, 14 centuries have been scored. 52 50s. Kevin Sinclair, 165, continued to be the highest individual score in the tournament. Now, when you look at the 52 50s and only 14 centuries, you realize that only 27% of the 50s have been converted to centuries. Bobby, and probably I think that 27% is wrong. It is probably more about 23%. So only 22% of the time that the batsmen pass 50, that they have actually gone on to score a century. How disappointing are you about this kind of rate from our batsmen?
I'm a little bit disappointed, and here's why. Because I think the competition this year is much better than last year. So it shows me that they're learning. They're learning pretty slow, but slow motion is better than no motion. So it's a bit disappointing, but
So seem to lost Bobby there for. Yes, Bobby, you're back on. Go ahead. You need to unmute Bobby. But while Bobby sought himself out, that figure should not be 27%. It should actually be 21%. It is only 21% of the time that the batsmen pass 50 that we have gone on to score a century in this year's Regional 48 cricket tournament. That is very disappointing to me. We really need a conversion rate of somewhere up around 35-40% or even 50%. It cannot be that the conversion rate is just about 21% of the times that the batsmen pass 50. Go ahead, Bobby.
Yeah. But we've seen some really good bowling as well, We've seen some really nice bowling. I love the fast bowling. Some of them may be classified as medium fast. But yeah, like I said, the competition this year, I think it's much better than last year. Last year, I remember there were a lot of 2-day games, and it was very disappointing. So I feel like, the batsmen, they're learning. It's a learning process. It's going to take some time. So Yeah, I'm not pressuring them too much.
Well, Bobby, well, clearly we have different standard on this one, and nothing wrong with that. My expectation is very high, 21% conversion rate. I cannot be satisfied with that. In my opinion, it's way below the standards. But let's look at the bowlers, and this is going to be very interesting. These are the bowlers who have taken 20 wickets or more thus far in the tournament. Warwickon, Jeremiah Lewis or Louis, Joshua Bishop 23, Raheem Cornwall 21, Ned Ashmead 21, and Philip. Philip got 20 as a fast bowler. And you and I have talked a lot about Philip, Anderson Philip, that he's really running in and bowling very fast. And I think that at this time Philip is ahead of Jaden Seals.
Yeah, I would say that at the moment, without Jaden Seal's status in Test cricket, Philip is definitely ahead of him. I'm really impressed. He's really running in hard. I gotta find out what is he taking. He's really running in hard. He looks like he wants back his spot in the West Indies. So he's really running. I'm very impressed by him.
Yes. Now, Warwickon continues to perform, and it seems like there's an issue with left-arm spinners in the West Indies. Now, Warwickon, we can go back to Nikita Miller from Jamaica, Veerasammy Permaul from Trinidad, and Jamel Warwickon seem to have fallen in that category, where these left-arm spinners continues to get wicket year after year, winning matches for their country year after year, but cannot hold on a place in the West Indies team. Is this the same thing that is going to happen to Joshua Bishop, or you think that Joshua Bishop should be on that plane along with Moti?
Well, I tell you what, it might sound away. I think Ned is better than Joshua Bishop. I think Ned is a better bowler than Joshua Bishop. I know Joshua Bishop currently have 2 more wickets than him, but I told you before, I like Ashmin Ned, and he's shown that he can do the job too in T20s and in all formats. So, but it's gonna be really tough to get ahead of Moti right now, or even go with Moti, because I think Sinclair might be, the right spinner, but Sinclair is really a batter to me. So it's gonna be tough for Bishop. I don't really see Bishop going to England right now.
Yes, but when we look at this list, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the 6 bowlers that have gotten 20 wickets or more in the tournament thus far, 3 of them are left-arm orthodox spinner. Is this an issue with our batsmen in the Caribbean playing against left-arm orthodox spinner?
Could be, but they bowl a lot of overs though. They bowl a lot of overs. It could be a problem, but like I said, I see they bowl a lot of overs, especially Ned and Bishop.
Once again, Raheem Cornwall is one of the leading wicket takers in the tournament. Does he have a chance to go to England?
It's a tough one. Based on his bowling skills, yes, but to play Test cricket, it's tough. International level is way different. It's a much higher level, so it's tough. But I don't see him going there.
Okay, how can we leave out Jeremiah Lewis out of the team to go to England? He has been bowling so well. He has shown that he can hold a straight bat, and he's really fired up. I think he and Anderson Philip are demonstrating the type of energy and the type of attitude that we want our fast bowlers. And I really think that Jeremiah Lewis is really ahead of the pack. And with 23 wickets on these pitches in the Caribbean, what do you have to say about this young man?
Yeah, this young man is good. He's great. And even the wickets he's taking top order wickets. Right. So, I'm really impressed. It's going to be tough to see how he fits in. It's going to be tough because I think they're going to put Jason Holder there. I think so. So it's going to be tough to see who gets in. If it's Seals, I know Seals will already be in England because Seals got a county contract. So, it is going to be tough to see between Philip and Lewis who goes. But I like it. I'm not complaining. I like it.
Well, Bobby, I don't know if you are looking through a hourglass or a magnifying glass or something in the distant future, but I do not see Jason Holder in the team going to England unless he put in some good performances in the next 3 matches coming up. Clearly, he should not be in the team. And I'm going to go to a quotation from the young Pakistani right-arm fast bowler. I think his name is Naeem Shah.
Yeah,
But just
Naseem
before
Shah.
I go to that quotation, I just want to look at the individual bowling performances thus far. So the best performance in a match is Joshua Bishop, who got 10 for 108 against Jamaica in the fourth round that just concluded last weekend. It's the only bowler who have gotten 10 wickets in a match thus far. So far, there have been 18 5 wickets by bowlers in an innings. 18. And only Morata, 7 for 108, remains the leading wicket taker in a single innings. The best bowling performance in a single innings with 7 for 108. This also was against Jamaica. So it seems like these two records are against Jamaica. So just repeating, Joshua Bishop, 10 for 108, is the best match bowling performance thus far in the tournament. Morata, 7 for 108, also incidentally, is the best innings bowling performance thus far in the tournament. Both of these guys achieved these feats against the Jamaican Scorpion. When we look at the wicket keepers, Roshan Morris of Jamaica continues to be the leading wicketkeeper with 16 dismissals, 15 and 1 stumping. Hamilton of the Leeward Islands Hurricane is in second position on 11, and Dulwich is in third position on 10. Only those 3 wicketkeepers have accounted for more than 10 or more dismissals in the tournament thus far. Now, this is what Shaw has to say. And when I thought of Holder, I'm wondering if cricket West Indies need to adopt a policy like this one. This is what the young fast bowler has to say. Honestly, the main players are afraid of giving their bodies rest, even when they know they need a break, because the Pakistan cricket culture is such that if a new player comes in and perform in a match or two, you don't know if he will replace you permanently in the team. Bobby, here is Naeem Shah saying that in Pakistan, no matter how good you are, even if you're a senior player, even if you're Babar Azam, if you rest and a younger player comes in and perform well, you're not sure to get back your game. Should we have such a culture in the West Indies, or should these senior players think that it is their right to a place in the team?
No, I wouldn't go that extreme. Like if you need a break, like a 2 week, a month break, sure you can have a break, but not what we've seen from Jason Holder. You can come and tell when you want to play, and when choose not to play and what is important for you. So I would like a culture like that, but not that extreme, where that, listen, you have to show up for the team. You can get a break if you want, but you cannot get an extended break and expect to just come back in the team, because that's not good for the team.
Okay, thank you. So the point standing after 4 rounds, and we saw here where Gap and the Windward Island Volcanoes, who I think that the Windward Islands Volcano would like to come back to Jamaica to play their matches. In Jamaica, they look invincible. Everyone was talking about how this team is playing with such a high intensity, how they are playing good cricket. And the breaks seem to have affected them as Trinidad and Tobago Red Force clipped their wings in the 4th round of matches. However, the table at this stage see the Windward Island Volcanoes on 66 points, Leeward Islands Hurricane on 64. Jamaica, surprisingly, only winning 2 matches and are on 50 points. So despite everything that has been said about the Jamaican Scorpion, despite the criticism of the Jamaican Scorpion by we Jamaicans, we are in third position, and a win against the Leeward Islands Hurricane starting in the match starting tomorrow may well propel us to the top of the table. Barbados is in fourth. The combined colleges on 20 points bring up the end of the table. So that's the points table there after fourth round in this tournament. Bobby, when you look at that points table, you are surprised like me that Jamaica is actually in third position. But what are your thoughts on the Jamaican Scorpion team in third position on the points table overall? Do you think that Windward Islands is going to hold on?
I think Windward Islands is going to bounce back. I think maybe they were a bit complacent in the first innings and they lost the match from the first innings. But I think it's going to be a pretty tough and interesting match because Jamaica seems to be gaining some momentum now with Brandon King back. So it's gonna be a nice match. It's gonna be a good encounter to see tomorrow. And I think we're playing the Leewards or the Windward?
Leeward Islands Hurricane at Sabina Park, Joel Andrew, the Louis brothers, Casey Carty, Brandon King, Kirk McKenzie. Very interesting. Do you think that Jermaine Blackwood will be in the Jamaica starting 11?
I think so. I think they're gonna play him. I don't think the coach is gonna really drop him as yet because he has been playing tests up until last year. So it would be a bold decision to drop him. So I think he's gonna be there. It's gonna be a good match. Sabina Park has been looking good too. It has been looking really good for everybody, for bowlers, for batsmen. It looks a peach of a pitch. So, it's gonna be really interesting. Where is Thomas? I wish he was playing.
Well, I don't know. I think probably the Leeward Islands Hurricane are seeing Thomas only as a white ball bowler, not as a red ball bowler. So it will be very interesting to see Jeremiah Louis being backed up by Thomas or even Alzari Joseph. But Joseph, as you know, is now at the IPL. So who you think is going to win this match at Sabina Park? It's going to be very interesting. I love the way that O'Shea Shield is bowling. He is not getting the wickets to justify. But then come Louis. Jeremiah Louis will be at Sabina Park tomorrow. I think we should go to see this young man. What are your thoughts? Who you think is going to win this match?
This is going to be a tough match. Maybe I give Leeward the edge. The person who I think would be most difficult to face is Cornwall.
Okay.
So you give him spin and bounce. Yes. Yeah, so that's the reason why I give Leeward the edge, because I think Cornwall is going to be really dangerous tomorrow.
That's very objective of you, Bobby, to be giving Leeward Islands Hurricane the edge over your country. Very objective. I love that. It shows that you're not really putting country, but you're really giving good analytics and you're giving your opinions. So I really appreciate that. The next match tomorrow is the students against the academy team. This match will be played at St. Augustine at the University of the West Indies. How do you see this match going tomorrow?
Well, this is another tough match because CCC they were surprisingly good in their last match. I've liked the West Indies Academy. I like what they're doing there. So it's gonna be a tough match, but I think the Academy would have the edge over the CCC.
Okay. In my opinion, when I look at the West Indies Academy team, and I'm looking forward to see Joshua Dawn bat again, I will be looking forward to see if the bowlers realize that they need to pitch up to him and if he is going to make that adjustment. Now, these two teams are the youngsters in the tournament. From time to time, I heard persons say the youngsters need a chance. Give the youngsters an opportunity. This is their opportunity. If you cannot make any of these teams, you should not be in your country team. I heard persons say that why Pramal still playing, why Dowich still playing, give a youngster a chance. If the youngsters are good enough, they will be in one of these two teams. So, and it's very important also to have senior players in our tournaments that the younger players will learn from. So we cannot just throw away the senior players because they have retired from international cricket or they will not be playing for the West Indies again. No, we can't do that. The youngsters need to earn their spot in the team. And I'm sure Barbados Pride is playing this tournament to win it. That's their number one objective. Of course, they want to produce players for the West Indies, but their number one objective for the Guyana Happy Eagles is to win the tournament. So I'm really looking forward to see what the youngsters will be doing tomorrow. Now, this is a big match, and it will be playing at the Coolidge Cricket Ground in Antigua. Guyana Happy Eagle versus the Windward Island Volcanoes, Bobby. How are you seeing this match going? How much do you want to see from Athanaze and Ambrice? Because really and truly, as I said at the top of the show, when you look at Athanaze's statistics, when you look at his performance, he has just been a one-season wonder.
Yeah, Athanaze, he needs to push on. I remember in the last game, he was batting good, then pull out some crazy reverse sweep, got out. He needs to be more focused because you have to practice from here. So when you get to the next level, you're already there. You cannot be lapsing in this competition. And it looks like that's what Athanaze is doing. So I need some runs from Athanaze. But the person I also need some runs from, and I think it would be easy for him to get in the West Indies team if he can convert some of those starts, is Solozano. He needs to convert some of those centuries, some of those half centuries into centuries. And then, I think he can get a pretty big push in the West Indies team. But it's gonna be a good match. The CCG is looking good. It's looking like a batting paradise. The Windward guys have been batting good. So I'm expecting some runs from Hodge, Athanaze, Salazano, Ambrice.
Greaves?
No,
Yes.
Greaves is with Leewards.
Yeah, Greaves is with Leewards, yes. So this is a very strong batting lineup. Will it be a straight shootout for that opening? Will it be a straight fight between Chanderpaul and Solanzo for that opening spot to go to England? Because both batsmen, Chanderpaul, have been struggling. He has been really struggling. He has been facing a lot of deliveries, but have not been converting the number of deliveries that he faced into good score. And at the end of the day, it's really runs that wins matches, not the time that you batted. Do you think that Chanderpaul now needs to come good if he needs to book his ticket for England?
Yeah, I think he's under a lot of pressure. I think he knows it. So that's why he's trying to bat time. But he needs some more shots. He needs, to execute those balls better, the half volleys and those balls. So, and Salazano knows it. I think Salazano knows that this is his moment to get back into the test team. Unfortunately for him, he's been picked. He never faced a ball in test cricket. And right now, he should take that. He should take the chance. So he should get 100 tomorrow. If he could get 2, he could push for that place.
The Trinidad and Tobago Red Force is a dangerous team playing at home. Now they face the Barbados Pride. Now a lot of eyes will be on Jason Holder performance. They'll be looking at Brathwaite. We hope that Kevin Wickham comes back. Gould is also in the hunt. Anderson Phillip is bowling real fast. This could be a real cracker at Queen's Park Oval, Bobby.
Yeah, this would be a good match. This is gonna be a good match again. Like I said, I've been loving the competition this season. This is gonna be a good match. I want to see, like you said, what Jason Holder is gonna do because there's a lot of eyes on Jason Holder. Who else? Da Silva, Gooley. I want to see some scores from Da Silva too. I want to see Da Silva make some scores. I know he got a half century the last time, but I want to see Da Silva make some runs.
Okay. All right, I want to thank you, Bobby. I want to just now pay attention to the persons in the community who would have put in their comment. I see Mr. Casanova, good morning to you. Good morning, Atina. Anthony Nichols from Guyana, good morning to you. Good to have you here. Breaker Benjamin, the legend, good morning. Yes, the Windward Islands did win the match. Good morning to you, sir. Anthony Nichols is saying that Kevlin Anderson is knocking on the selector's door, Bobby. At the start of the competition, we'd have been looking for Kevlin Anderson as one of those batsmen to push on, having scored, I think, 2 or 3 centuries last year leading up to this tournament. And he was one of the persons who eyes were on. But he has not quite delivered, Bobby, and he needs a few centuries now.
Yeah, he's been a bit inconsistent. So I don't think he's at the selecting door yet, unless he could get 3 centuries in the last couple rounds. But I don't think he's there yet. He's gonna go on the A team, but I don't see him breaking down the door yet for the big team.
Okay, so there's a lot of to and fro about Kevlin Anderson. I really appreciate the discussion. But Juna Benjamin is saying that older played so that the Bajan band can find a way to carry him into England. Is this just a straight thing that once older is playing in the regional 4-day tournament, it means that he'll be going to England, or he has to perform, Bobby?
Yeah, like I said, I think he has to play to say, so they could say, okay, Holder play. Holder did not walk back in the team. So that's why I said, I think he's going. In reality, he should not be going. But I would say it's Bajan or what. I don't know what Jason Holder has, what kind of ties he has with the West Indies. So, but I think Judah Benjamin is correct. He's just playing and he's been pressured. So he got to play so they could justify him going to England.
But he's slower than even Kemar Roach, and Jason Holder cannot make the West Indies team as a batsman. So even if he scores a century, he needs to get wicket to justify his selection. And right now, he's not getting any wicket. You could say that the Guyanese batsmen, especially in the first innings, gave their wicket away to him. Like they're saying, here, Holder, here's a Christmas gift.
Yeah, because Holder I was watching that game. Holder was, I think, the 5th bowler. How can you, a West Indies starting bowler, be the 5th bowler or the 6th? You have to open the bowling.
You have to, or even first change.
Our first change.
Yes. But it is probably, and person will say that we are probably knocking at Jason Holder. But I don't know why he bowled so late. Now, Wesley McPherson is saying that excellent observation. They should be more serious with their batting plans. Thank you. Now, I would have ensured Shea Hope is on that plane to England. I do not have much to say about that. The only thing that I will have to say about that, Orin, is please justify that opinion of yours. That's all I have to say. Justify. Tell us why you say so. Just don't say, tell us why you say so. Now, your second point here is one that I can consider deeply, because I really think that Joel Anjo, if Cricket West Indies decide to use him as an understudy to Joshua Bishop to go to England, especially if he scores a century and continues to, but the thing is that he's not keeping for the Leeward Islands, so that probably is an issue. While Romain Morris of Jamaica, who's the leading wicket taker in the tournament thus far, is still a young man in his early 20s and has been showing good intent with the bat. Now, go ahead, Bobby.
Yeah, I want to just say something on Joel Anjo. I think he's a pure batter. I don't want to see him keep in Test cricket. He could keep in the limited overs because he could still bat high. But I want to see him continue to bat and just work on his batting in Test cricket. Maybe he could keep in 50 over and T20, but I don't want to see him as a wicket keeper in Test cricket.
Okay, all right. Here's someone who's agreeing with you, Bobby. They think that your guy, Duckett, you have said a lot. Duckett is his name?
Duckett.
You rate him highly, and you're always talking that you think that he's a genuine article. So Juna Benjamin is here agreeing with you.
Yeah. I think he's the second best wicket keeper, like for just his glove work. And he's a pretty good batter. When he gets into the 40s, he kind of loses it a little bit, so he probably needs to work on that. But, you know, it's a working process.
Yes. And Professor, how you doing, man? Oh, Professor 101, that's the maths teacher. And you need to check out the Professor videos. He's a maths teacher. He does a lot of work on YouTube showing how to solve maths problem and teaching maths. So Professor 101, welcome to the show, man. He's saying that he desires much more from the West Indies players. We all do, and Marcus Johnson agree with him. Orin is saying, taking Louis to England means Greaves will not go into England. Well, in my opinion, I don't think it is either or. Do you think it's either or, Bobby? I think that both of them can go.
Both of them can go. Both of them can
Yes.
go.
And Mr. Casanova is saying that Ola should not be on the plane to England, but I have a feeling they will pick him because he's older, sadly. And that's a common trend that is going through. But I am telling you right now, and I hope Desmond Haynes is hearing me loud and clear. At this present time, if you are to name a team to go to England, you have absolutely no justification in picking Jason Older. Jason Older has in the next 3 rounds of the tournament justified such a selection. He has to show that he's capable of bowling and taking wickets, not only batsmen giving their wickets away to him. Jason Holder has been performing poorly in Test cricket since 2021, and he has no divine right to a place in the team to England. So, Desmond Haynes, you dare not pick Jason Holder. You dare not. I am telling you right now that you do not dare pick Jason Holder unless he performs well in the next 3 matches, like taking probably 17 or 18 wickets in the next 3 matches, he cannot go on that plane to England. I hope you are hearing me loud and clear, Desmond Haynes. I hope you are. Yes, so Marcus Johnson is saying that Jason Holder time expires. Ellery Armstrong is saying that King replaces Stage and Kirk open with Brathwaite. Do you think, Bobby, that King should be in the West Indies team to England? I would say, this is my opinion about Brandon King. And if you had looked back at a number of videos that I have done over the years, I have done almost 700 videos. But there was a time, I think around 2022, when I continues to say that Brandon King is the best batsman in the West Indies. Due to, I think sometimes he not wanting to play Test cricket and red ball cricket and seem to want to go on the T20 circuit, I stopped talking about Brandon King. But the 2 innings that he played at Sabina Park over the weekend, most persons who saw those 2 innings, Bobby, will agree that Brandon King may well be justifying my opinion that he's the best batsman in the West Indies. But I don't think those 2 innings should make him go to England. He needs 2 centuries, Bobby. What do you think Brandon King has to do to make the plane to England?
Yeah, like I said, at least 2 more centuries. Yeah, he needs a couple of scores. He needs a couple of scores to justify him going to England. But I'm looking to see for who. But like this person says, Kirk would open. I don't have a problem with that. That means Hodge would probably have to bat at number 3 because I don't think King wants to bat that high. He said, Desmond Haynes said, both King and Hope said, if they play Test cricket, they want to bat in the middle order. So just finding him a place in the middle order is going to be, but if he scores, he shows that he has the mental toughness in those 2 innings.
Supran George is saying, Athanaze only began playing a couple of rounds ago this season. Fine, but he has played almost 40 first-class matches. And we are not judging his performances from the couple of rounds that he played this year. So don't tell me to give the kid a break. If you listen to the show a few weeks ago, I said that Athanaze's batting skill was frightening and he was real class. So why didn't you tell me congratulations for saying those things about Athanaze? But now that I pointed out the truth, that Athanaze have only 1 season, 1 outstanding season in first-class cricket. And after 4 Test matches, He has yet to score a half century in Test cricket. Are those the facts? Before last year, Athanaze was averaging 26 in first-class cricket after 28 matches. Don't tell me to give the kid a break. The kid need to perform, and my standard is that he must perform. So far, despite all the talent that Athanaze has shown, and I saw it at Shedwin Park, he has good talent. But I'm not giving any kid a break because he's a kid and he has talent. Cricket is about making runs to win matches. And if he's not making runs to win matches, that's not the standard. The standard is to make runs. Runs and runs and runs. So far, Athanaze is a one-season wonder. And he needs to deliver on his talent. When he delivers on his talents, he will get all the praise from me. As I said, I am unlike you. I am a fan of West Indies cricket, not a fan of a player. And if that player is not performing, I am going to say that he's not performing. If that player is performing, I will give him all the praise because that's what I do. I go with the records, not with my emotion. I am emotional about West Indies cricket. I am not emotional about any player. Don't come and tell me to give the kid a break. What break? He's playing international cricket. And he's playing international cricket. He's been paid well to play international cricket. So he needs to perform. Don't tell me to give a break. Bobby, what are your thoughts on about giving a player a break?
Look at Jiswal.
That's the Indian opener.
Yeah, look at Jiswal. Look how
he's a kid.
Look, he's a kid. He's younger than Athanaze. Look how serious he takes his game. Yeah, but for Athanaze, it's just for me. It's just the mood of dismissal. I think he's just giving his wicket away. He needs to understand where he's at and just bat. You know, concentrate.
Thank you, Bobby. And so the champion is saying, if our regional competitions can continue with the high run scoring and bowlers taking wickets in the next 5 years, our international test team will be a fierce one. How do you react to that comment from the champion, Bobby?
Yeah, definitely. You know, if we can keep up what we're seeing this year, and you know, over time it will get better, and we'll see a lot of competition for places. Yeah, in the next 5 years, you know, we won't see it now, but like the champion said, in the next 5 years, I think we'd have a pretty good test team.
Yes, and Brian H. is saying that he loves your idea about Joel Andrew, that Joel Andrew should really concentrate on his batting in test cricket, probably in one-day international, but, you know, in test cricket. So Brian H. is agreeing with you. Thank you, Antoine Nicol, but he cannot pick him. He definitely cannot pick him. No, the champion, they're not going to pick him. Let's fast track. Quincy is saying that let's fast track Andrew. I don't have an issue with fast tracking player, but would you agree to fast track Joel Andrew, Bobby?
Not right now. I think maybe in the A team, fast track him playing regionals, but I don't think to fast track him in the big team right now. Give him a year or two. He's still what, 17?
Yes. Mr. Casanova is saying that Brandon King for me would be on the plane for England and play at 4 or 5. So that's his comment. And the champion is saying, I think Ben Stokes is going to ask for a dry. I do not understand that, champion. Orion is saying with Kirk McKenzie, with Kirk Athanaze, Hope is a perfect players, these two to play around. Again, Orion, you are telling me something, but I just don't tell me that Hope is a perfect player, because in Hope last 12 test matches, what is his average, Bobby? 17, 15, thereabout?
I think about 15, yeah. I think about 15.
Yes, so Hope is poor. You know, Hope has been poor. His overall test batting average has been 25.05. So, you know, so there's not much about Hope. Athena is saying that the low standard of umpiring could have the final say. What do you think about the umpiring, Bobby?
I think in the day of DRS, people are giving the umpire some stick, but we always gotta have these decisions.
Yeah.
We see this from top class umpiring. So I don't think at the end of the day the umpiring decision would make a difference.
I was at Hanover, at Lucy in Hanover, doing the match between Hanover and Senton over this weekend. And it's the second time I'm coming across this umpire. I think his name is Eli something another, Elia or something. I don't quite remember his name, but they call him Elia, something like that. And it's the second time I'm coming across him, and I'm impressed by him, Bobby.
Yeah.
I think that he's probably the best umpire in Jamaica. I'm impressed by him. I know that I have some friends who will probably be saying, "How could you be saying that, Mr. Brown?" But I am telling you the truth. I just think that he's very, very, very good. And it's somebody that I think that Cricket West Indies needs to look at. They definitely need to look at Ellie or whatsoever his name is. But Athena is right. The umpiring in the tournament has been very, very poor. John Douglas is saying there are more rounds left before we decide on the opener. May the most consistent opener wins. It's clear. We will have to walk with three Craig and two more. I understand the first part of the sentence and I agree with that. I think that with 3 rounds remaining, the opening position is still up in the air. I think Mikel Louis have a good chance. Solanzo have a good chance. Tagenarine Chanderpaul, if he scores some runs, he will be back in because he's already the test opener. And so if he gives us 2, maybe even 1 century and a half century, he will be back there. So I think a number of persons has a chance to make this opening spot to England. And Kirk McKenzie may even be seen as one of the openers. Bobby, your final comments.
The opening spot is still available. Probably a couple more bowling spots are still available. So, we'd have to just wait and see. But what I want, though, I would hope they play some best of the best games, like the Weeks and Headley tournament. So we could see all these guys in action together and maybe give a few more guys a few more games to see where they're at. But, I think it's still opening. Like you said, Tage, if he can find a way to score a couple centuries, he still have a chance. A couple guys still have a chance. So, but I like it. I like the competition this season so far.
Yes. So John Douglas is saying, what he was really saying is that we need 2 more openers to go along with Craig Brathwaite because Craig as a captain is automatic. And Charles, thank you for that. Casey Charles, thank you for that comment and just pointing out that Hope had made this comment. Casey saying, by his own admission, having been approached for the Australian tour, Hope indicated that he had not played enough red ball cricket. Has anything changed? Definitely not, Charles. Definitely not, Charles. Christopher Brooks, I think that if Tagenarine Chanderpaul wants to bat at number 5 for the West Indies, he should say to the Guyana Harpy Eagle management, I want to bat at number 5 in these 3 next rounds. So I would not have him as a number 5 for the West Indies when he has now an opportunity to go and bat at 5 for Guyana to show us that he can do a good job there. So I take your point, but it's over to Tagenarine to go to bat at number 5. Do you agree with that, Bobby?
Yeah, no. I don't see anything changing if he's batting at 5. He has to just put his foot down and bat. He's an opener. And when in Test cricket, specialist openers are a thing. So I don't think he's gonna make a difference where he's bat. He's still gonna have the same problem.
Yes. Sammy St. Ellen we have spoke about Ambrose earlier. And what were your thoughts again on Ambrose, Bobby, that if he scored another century and another half century, he should be considered?
Yeah, he should be considered if he can at least get 2 more centuries. It's going to be a bit tough for him because they can say, well, we gave him a couple chances and he did not take it. He failed miserably. So it's going to be harder for Ambrose.
Okay. So John Douglas is saying, I am worried about our fast bowlers. There's good competition for places and some good use I think you want to say you are not worried. Yes, we get the point. I got that point too. I really think that the fast bowlers are putting in a good shift, Bobby.
Yeah, I've seen even the likes of Tarn and Shields. I think we are
Yes.
in good hands with the fast bowlers. Even
Yes,
God of Brian, he's injured. Phillips, Louis, I think we're in good hands. Even this young man Lane, I think he needs more work. He's behind them, but I'm wondering where's Pittman. I like Pittman as well. I think we're in good hands in the fast bowling department.
and also Jaden Seals. We
And
left out.
Seals,
So,
no,
yes,
I
so
call the reason why I don't call Seals, he's already there. Everybody know him, so I just call in the guys who are not quite there yet.
yes, and it goes back to the point that I'm making, Anton Nicholson. If we cannot ask West Indies to just ask Kevin Sinclair, we know that Kevin Sinclair opened at the 2018 World Cup. We'd have said that a lot here, so we know that. But we cannot ask West Indies to use Sinclair as an opener when Guyana is not using him as an opener. So it's the same point that I'm making about Chanderpaul, that if you think that Chanderpaul should bat at number 5 in the West Indies team, he first needs to do it for Guyana. Now he has cricket playing. It's not like no cricket was playing and you're just going to make that shift and hope that it works. Now you have cricket playing. He should be batting there. So I definitely think that's the case. That should happen here. Now, John Douglas is saying, can we take a few of them on a special overseas camp after the tournament, Australia or India, and invest in them? That's a very good point. That's a very good point. That's something that Cricket West Indies could look into, or maybe even a team tour. I believe Hope is too good a player, amongst other unmemorable. However, we need not to put him. I don't quite understand, but Casey Charles, Hope is a good ODI player. He's not a good test player. And hopefully, I have backed Hope to develop into a good T20 player. So I hope he does. But right now, Hope is not a good test player, but he's absolutely brilliant when it comes to one-day international. He may well be the best ODI batsman in the world. Thank you all for tuning in. It was a pleasure having you here. And Bobby, thank you for coming back, man. It's probably almost a month that you have not been here, but it's
Probably
good to see
more.
you, man. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones. Yes, Bobby, you were saying something?
No, I'm saying it's probably a bit more than a month.
Yes, it's probably a bit more than a month, but it's good to have you here. Have a good day, everyone, and see you tomorrow. Please watch the matches. Some women matches are going on right now, some T20 matches. Please check into those matches also. Although Jamaica is going to win that tournament, Jamaica is going to do the double.